Assalamualaikum, my name is Shafiq Kabir Ma'arzaki. Today I'll be explaining about topic under law of tort, which is strict liability and negligence. Before explaining about strict liability and negligence, what is even law of tort? The law of tort is the branch of civil law that deals with wrongful act other than breach of contract that cause harm or loss to another person. Its main purpose is to provide a remedy, usually compensation, to the injury party. Ryland vs. Fletcher case is a famous case back in the 1868. What is this? In the law of tort, Ryland vs. Fletcher is a landmark legal case that established a specific doctrine of strict liability for the escape of dangerous thing from person's land. The Ryland rule holds that a person who, for their own purpose, bring and keep something likely to do harm if it escape is strictly liable for any damage caused by its escape. The principle is applied even if the person was not negligent or had the intent to cause harm. There are four key of elements, which is bringing dangerous things onto the land, non-natural use, escape, and damages. Let's go back to 1868, which the defendant Fletcher built a reservoir on his own land, but without his unknown, the reservoir has constructed over the old mining shaft that had not been properly sealed. From the damage, the water is filled to the plaintiff land. The court decided that Fletcher was liable for the damage even though he had not acted negligently. For my example, I had something that similar to the cases, which is a homeowner installed a large elevated water tank in their backyard to store water for their household use. Without the homeowner notice, the tank had defect from the manufacturer. The homeowner is liable for the damages even though he did not act negligently. Next is negligence. Negligence in the law of tort is a failure to exercise the level of care that reasonably prudent persons would exercise in similar circumstances, leading to harm or damages to another person or their property. It is one of the most common bases for claim in civil law from key of component of personal injury and liability cases. There are three key of element of negligence, which is duty of care, breach of duty, and damages. Breach of duty is when a person must have breached the duty of care by failing to act as a responsible person for some situation. My example is site supervisor failed to enforce safety rule and allow worker to continue work without safety gear. As a result, worker is struck by falling debris and suffer a head injury. That can be prevented if they follow the safety procedure the company provides.